Hey everybody, welcome to Mainely Movies. The teaser trailer for Joker Folie was just released tonight, and I'm really curious to check it out. This is obviously a sequel to 2019's Joker, with Joaquin Phoenix reprising the titular role and Todd Phillips sitting in the director's chair once again. They will, however, be joined by Lady Gaga this time around, with her taking on the role of Harley Quinn. Perhaps fittingly, this movie is going to be a musical, with several cover songs throughout, which feels like a big shift from the first film, so it'll be interesting to see how exactly that gets worked in and how it comes across. I enjoyed the first movie, and while I do think it would have been perfectly fine as a standalone, I'm not opposed to this follow-up. And actually doing this trailer reaction is a bit of a nostalgic throwback for me and this channel, because the teaser trailer for the first movie was my very first trailer reaction, and in fact one of my first couple videos ever. So I'm not sure how much insight this teaser will have to offer regarding story or the musical nature of the film, but let's check it out. Okay, so obviously in Arkham.
Hey Fleck, you got a joke for us today?
Okay, so What the World Needs Now is probably going to be one of the songs covered. Seems like
as whole to balance the fractures within ourselves.
Seems like Harley Quinn's a patient already. It's kind of a little visual reference to Umbrellas of Cherbourg.
I haven't done anything with my life like you have. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so a lot of stuff kind of like the bathroom dance scene where it's very kind of stylized compared to the other stuff in the film. Okay, so I suspect a lot of this is in their heads. I mean, clearly that's not actually happening.
Tell us, what's changed, Arthur?
I'll tell you what's changed. I'm not alone anymore. That's what we should be talking about.
Oh, is she gonna do the lips? Yeah.
I want to see the real you.
You know, yeah, he's definitely gonna, yep. I was gonna say, he's definitely gonna shift into that and then smile, right? Yeah. It's pretty clever. Okay. So, pretty good for a teaser here. Again, not too much in terms of story. It seems, the setup's interesting here, and I feel like there's probably different ways to interpret this and different ways that this could possibly go, but it seems like either Harley Quinn is already a patient, or this is like a version of the story where she never was one of the psychiatrists there. So she seems to very much be a patient in Arkham with him. So I'm surprised how much interaction they get there, but they have some degree of interaction. It appears, to me at least, is that a lot of this is not actually occurring, right? That a lot of this is in his head, like some of his interactions, right, with his neighbor from the first film, where he's just imagining a lot of this stuff, imagining perhaps a relationship, but I feel like they probably are actually truly interacting in some form, just not on stages singing and dancing around. But that plays in really well with the title of the film, so I think that's also giving us a pretty big hint as to kind of what's going on here, right? Because Folie is kind of like a shared madness, a shared delusion. So it seems that they're sharing in this, it's, you know, probably a two-part sort of name, right? There's madness of their love, but then they're also sharing in this alternate reality of what's happening for real, right? That they're imagining singing, dancing together and all this stuff. So that, you know, that plays in nicely with the musical nature, right? It actually makes that make sense, I guess. There's some logic to that, because it's this musical, this love story that's kind of playing out mostly in their heads, maybe. So it seems like that's going to be probably the angle this goes, but I could be completely off base there with that. Seems like what the world needs now, so Jackie DeShannon's song is probably going to feature in this, unless they're just doing it for a trailer. But seems like that's going to be the case, but looks great again. I mean, the first film had some really good cinematography, very much capturing kind of that time period, New York, in the late 70s, kind of early 80s sort of zone. This has some cool looking shots, right? Some of those dance sequences look nice. And then obviously that kind of final image where she draws the lipstick on the glass and then he kind of shifts over and smiles behind it. That's going to be, I imagine, sort of the iconic image for this particular film. But, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Again, this is just a teaser trailer, so it didn't give us much in terms of story, but it definitely gives us the feel of the film, right? Sort of the general vibe of what's going to be happening here. And it seems in line-ish with the first film, except he's not as, at least from the trailer, he doesn't seem as tormented, right? Because, as he says, he's not alone anymore. He has Harley, who is as messed up as he is. And so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if it's kind of the version of these characters and the version of their relationship that we know from other, you know, other formats, other films, other series and comics and all that, or if this is kind of a completely new take, which I suspect it'll probably lean towards, since this whole Arthur Fleck thing was very much a new take on the Joker. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. October 4th, I think it said, so a couple months away, but coming up. So that's just my take on the trailer, but what about you guys? Are you looking forward to Joker 2, the musical? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Alright, so if you get some enjoyment or insight out of this reaction, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that like button. And if you haven't done so already, please hit subscribe here at it to see more videos like this, as well as movie reviews. Till next time, this has been Alyssa with Mainely Movies, the way life should be.